Moon Knight could have happened before this, or do you think Moon Knight is a result of everything that's happened previously?
Hey, with the genius of Kevin Feige, Moon Knight could have been the first one out of the gates. So that guy can do anything. He's an incredible storyteller. What I do agree with you on, I do think this was a character that is able to kind of go in the wake of some of the rest of the MCU. But also, I think really the time why the time was right for this is really also the Disney Plus platform. This is such a complex character to have a platform where you get multiple episodes, 5 hours, 6 hours to tell this complex story. I think that's what we needed more than anything. I think we needed a broader canvas that took this much time to present itself more than anything.
Yeah, one of the things about Moon Knight that I like is some of the MCU series are a little shorter, and these episodes are actually like 50 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't know how the last two are, but can you sort of talk about that? These are, you really pushed it for the 6 episodes.
We did. I mean, from what you know about this amazing character that goes back to 1975 and Werewolf by Night, and then 1980 for his own series. Over the years, over the decades, there's so many complex storylines that we were able to choose from, so many complex themes to choose from, that we really had trouble containing ourselves to 45 minutes, give or take, per episode. Because what the writers and the pencilers and the artists were able to do over the years was mesmerized and entertaining, and it presented a very rich, complex character. And the real challenge of this was not what to add, but sadly, what to take away. And the beauty of that is all that stuff still remains, and then some with this character, that I think the fans, are going to enjoy this ride that we take them on, and they're going to want to see more. I don't know the right almost happened. I can tell you this. I can tell you why this story happened, because we were in the writer's room and we've been developing for a while with the great Jeremy Slater and the team of writers that we had in the room. And we were coming up with some really good ideas, and we were having some solid narratives that were really exciting us, but we hadn't found it yet. And I was in the kitchen at Marvel Studios, and Kevin came in. He asked me, "How's it going? How's the story going?" I kind of told him. I said, "We're getting there. We're getting there. We're still looking for certain aspects." And he said, "Hey, I absolutely remember being a kid in Brooklyn and my parents putting me on a train into Manhattan and standing in a line that wrapped around the block as I was waiting to get into the latest Egyptian art exhibit that was going through the country." And he said, the excitement I felt standing there in line, and then how mesmerized I was by the art and the architecture once I got inside. He said, if we can grab onto that excitement I found as a kid with all those Egyptology aspects and just the natural globetrotting narrative that Moon Knight has, and specifically his origin story, if we can lean into that, we have a series that will span 45 minutes an episode. And that really was our North Star from then on. And so it's really not about the what we lost. It's just what we gained and what truly gave us the fuel in the narrative engines. And that was one of the days. You have various touch points. I mean, you've been in similar situations. There's various touch points, but that was a day that we really found the fuel that would be our fire to this day. We had such a great production design team. You feel like you're everywhere at once. We can't step into every location and actually be there. But, to tell fans that we told this globetrotting adventure, and we did go to London, we did go to, obviously we shot in Budapest, and we were in Slovenia, and we were in Jordan and Wadi Rum and the Aqaba Desert. Just to tell the fans that, yeah, the vast majority of this is shot in Budapest. I don't think it'll blow their minds. People know the value of an incredible production designer and green screen and everything else. But just to see this story told on the world stage, pretty cool.
Some of the sets that they built for this really looked incredible. They looked beyond what you would expect.
I'll tell you this story, and I can't unfortunately tell you the set's name because it is a spoiler. But I was standing there with Ethan Hawke on this day of filming, and this was well into halfway filming. And he was just sitting there looking around, and he just leaned over to me and he said, "Man, I've been doing this for 30 years, give or take. And every day I continue to walk on these sets and my mind is blown." So you're talking about a storyteller, and Ethan is at the top of his game, both in front of the camera and behind the camera, who steps onto these sets and he's seeing stuff he's never seen before, and that artistry and craftsmanship that goes with it. I think that tells you the level at which Stefania Sella and the rest of our department heads were playing. And it was amazing.
Could there be a season 2? Because some of the MCU shows aren't are doing a season 2?
It's a great question for Kevin. But what I will say is this, because we delve into so many interesting tones in the tapestry we eventually weave together with this show, the action adventure globetrotting, the bump in the night horror aspects of it, the mental health character study, the humor, I do think wherever Kevin wants this character to go in the future, I don't think there's any corner in the MCU that Moon Knight cannot inhabit naturally. And that is a testament not only to the character on the page, but the character that Oscar Isaac brings to the screen.
What did you learn making the first season that if you were to make a second season, you would take with you?
I would take this amazing cast with me. And if it can't be this cast in the future, people and artistmen and craftswomen who are at the top of their game, just like Oscar, Ethan, and May are, that makes my job so much easier. When these actors, and I got to say this too, I don't look at Oscar and May or Ethan as actors. I look at them as storytellers, and the paintbrush they paint with is acting. The dedication they brought to this was just invigorating, and it helped. After being on this show for well over a year and a half, by the time they came aboard, I needed that B12 shot, and they brought it. So that's what I would really take with me. I would take this cast, and if it can't be this particular cast, one that brings the same dedication to it, and obviously that dedication on the director's end as well. It just makes my life so much easier.